Good evening. It's nice to be here once again. Thank you for tuning in. I don't know why I did it in that way. Kind of like a TV show host. I don't know what that was all about. But it's been a while. I've been off for a little bit. And a lot of things going on. Obviously, house things, yard things, new dog things, and preparing a lot of research and paperwork and getting things together. Um, I'll mention this now because it'll be upcoming. So I do have a podcast. It's called Everyday Man of God Ministries, exactly the same name as this channel. I have a number of episodes up. Probably when I say number, I don't mean like 100 of them. I probably have maybe a half a dozen up. I never really marketed it and really pushed it. I think I maybe will push it a little more. But I deal with COVID 19 and other items and everything, of course, coming to head as biblical. Everything is biblically based in everything I look at. So in the future, those episodes will be on Thursdays and Saturdays. So I'll have two episodes a week. I don't know how long they'll run. I know I'm just kind of throwing it out there now, but they will probably be at 9 or 10 p.m. I don't want to make them too late. I know some people have to get up early in the morning, so to go places. Well, some people are night owls. Oh, I don't like owls. Sorry. They're up at nighttime. But anyways, I don't want to go off track. So if you have the chance and the time, I would be extremely blessed if you tuned in. You'll find it on Spotify, Anchor. I think it's on something called Breaker. I don't know. I'd have to see the list of where it is, but I definitely know it's on Spotify, so you can find me over there. So let's get into this whole Biden thing. I'm just going to make this quick. And I've been meaning to say something about it, but I've been looking around and not seeing anybody look at this from this point of view. The whole communion thing, because of abortion and so forth. Now, they just had a convention where they voted 160. If I'm wrong, anybody out there, if you're giving me a rumble, beautiful. But if you make a comment, let me know if it was 165 to 45 or something like that. But anyways, they're all for being against Biden for taking communion. Now, there's a few things wrong with this. The 160 roughly that say he shouldn't be able to be involved in communion are right by their standard of things. Absolutely right. And the other ones who voted saying he should be allowed to, they're absolutely wrong. I know. You're thinking, you're saying to yourself, are you back in the Roman Catholic Church? No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, anyone with any tiny molecule of common sense and brains and read the Bible at all, there should be zero people for abortion, zero people, I should say zero people in the Catholic community who should be voting yes, communion if you support abortion across the board. Here's what I find fascinating. Now, the Pope, as you well know, the Vatican has already said, leave him alone. Leave him alone. Which is crazy and nuts, although we should have seen that coming. Now, the other side is like, oh, no, no, no. So we have a problem. The bishops, the archbishops, have totally gone against the Pope, which you're not supposed to do. Remember, if the Pope says to leave him alone, you leave him alone. Why? Because he's infallible, remember? He's infallible. Here's where y'all getting a problem here. You have gone against the Pope saying, wait a minute, no, we can't allow that to happen. So then you must be admitting at that point that your Pope is fallible, not infallible. So we got a problem. Your belief system, your Vatican Council II, the last one, because you Vatican Council II, and then there's the Council of Trent, Vatican Council I, II, Council of Trent. I always forget the order at the Catechism of the Council of Trent over there somewhere. Anywho, and the Vatican Council II, I think, is upstairs somewhere, that whole book. But anyways, again, I go off track. I do that a lot. 1,000 things I got going on. I got to write them down, keep myself in order. Here, again, going back to the issue, you have the bishops and so forth saying that he can't have communion. Well, that means, again, let's go over this again. You are against the Pope at this moment. You're at odds. And don't tell me, oh, well, you can have disagreements. No, you can't. No, you cannot. You cannot have disagreements with the Pope. Infallible. Well, he's only infallible until he's fallible. That's pretty much how it works out. You ever talked to some Catholic folks? Yeah, I don't think they understand how it works. It's like they haven't read their own stuff. I've got plenty of it here. There are other guys who have more than me. I have, what do I got over there? I'm looking at the, like I said, the Council, the Crusades. I even got a Catholic Children's Bible. Yikes. And anyways, I don't want to tilt my head trying to read some of the titles over there. Anywho, you are going against your Pope, your God. Well, he's not God. He is to you guys. Trust me. So what do you do with this information? You can't be Catholic anymore. You cannot be Roman Catholic if you're against. I know this video is getting a little long-winded. You cannot be against abortion and the Vatican saying to be for it. But they're not for it. They are for it. If they are saying to leave a man alone and let him take communion, partake in these things, even though it's against the Roman Catholic belief and should be against anybody's belief, you got a problem. So now you have to admit that they're wrong. So you're like, oh, well, you know what, bishops sometimes, they're not all right. You know, the Pope can't control every bishop. He can't know everything. So how does that work out? How do bishops become bishops? Now, from my rudimentary understanding, you basically have a bunch of priests. They nominate a priest, basically, to the bishops. Now, the bishops take those priests, or the bishops nominate the priests, and they bring it to the archbishop. Then the archbishop now brings it to the Pope. Now, the Pope has to review it, and then the Pope is the one who then decides. I know we can go into history how it was different way back in 1230, but currently, I'm talking about the current structure they're in right now. So the Pope has final say over who's bishop. So he has to know what's going on with those bishops. Well, not every Pope can know, because what if this person was a bishop before this particular Pope came in? Doesn't matter. Because if every Pope is infallible and they are handpicked by God, which is odd because if you have the elections of the cardinals. So, and a side note, ever notice how the mafia structure and the Catholic Church structure is kind of the same? The Don, the Pope, both head of a crime family. Just saying. We have to understand it's a bunch of nonsense. The Pope is not infallible. He is a man who is controlled, most likely, folks, by the devil. I'm just saying. There are guys who've got better information than me. You can look at, like, okay, now I'm going off track. When you had Flavius and then Joseph took Flavius' last name, became Joseph Flavius of the Flavian dynasty, that's going to be a podcast within itself, and that'll happen. I think the next one I'll be doing is on Christ the Redeemer statue. Why would I make a podcast? Interesting stuff there, the connection we got going on there. We know that's a Catholic church and so forth, but the way, I don't want to spoil too much. We'd love to have you tune in on Thursday. But Biden cannot take communion. Biden shouldn't even be a church. Actually, should he? He should be in the church buildings. A lot of evil in those church buildings, especially the Catholic church buildings. I know a lot of people are going to start hating me for this, but the truth is what it is. We have to understand what is going on. So those Catholics who said we're anti-abortion, then how did you vote for Biden? Because he's better than Trump? How? And I'll make a different video another time. Try to keep this short. Again, I'm all over the place, so this is not going to be the most coherent video I've ever made, but I just want to attack this because I got some other things I'm thinking about. But the bishops with that convention, with that vote, have just outed themselves and admitted in just that way, without admitting it with words, that they believe the Pope is fallible, which they cannot do according to their own structure. So they can't even follow their own structure. Bishops, you're right, he is fallible. But so are you. You know that you're in a false religion and a false system, and you still go on with it, even though there are a lot of Catholics, according to numbers, are leaving the faith, but they're leaving a lot of faiths because of hypocrites like you. And don't worry, I'm not just talking to Catholics. You got the other denominations, the Pentecostal ones, all of them. There's a lot. The Baptists, the Southern Baptists, I think they're losing people too because of the hypocrisy. The devil infiltrated all of that and tore it apart. I appreciate you tuning into this video. Remember, Biden is fallible. The Pope is fallible. They're the same. Well, I'm sorry, they're not the same as in knowledge or godliness, I guess you could say. Neither one of them are godly. Come on, folks. Seriously. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. God bless. I love you. Have a great night.